Hi, it's V from the A-Team and welcome to 4-Minute Film School. Today we are going to create a professional lighting setup with only one light. Let's start it. I'm here with director of photography Michelle Kwong. She shoots music videos, short films, web series, and is also part of the international collective of female cinematographers. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What are we showing today?
So today we wanted to create a high contrast lighting setup with just one light.
So for this setup, we wanted to use just a seamless gray backdrop to show you how this one light can be modified. What is the one light you're using?
So we decided to use a Aputure 300D2 with half CTO on it. We also decided to use a light dome with diffusion and the control grid.
And just using the one light on our subject's face, what do you see?
So because the light was diffused and it spread out in places that we didn't want it to spread out, we decided to use a lot of flags to cut it off and kind of shape our light. First, we decided to use a 4x floppy as a cider to cut our key light off from the seamless in order to create more separation between her and the background. And then we decided to use another 4x floppy as some negative fill just to add a little bit more contrast to her face. And lastly, we decided to use another solid to kind of cut down the light on her body and kind of focus it a little bit more on her face. So with multiple sources, you can create contrast and depth using more than one light. But with our single source, we really had to rely on subtracting light in order to create that depth and make the subject pop out more.
Awesome, let's take a look at what this light does and how the flags help shape it. So that was our higher budget LED option. If we were doing this on a budget, how would you modify it?
We decided to get a clamp light with the 150-watt light bulb through 2 layers of 250 diffusion.
So why have 2 levels of diffusion for this?
So we wanted to make the light extra soft because the light bulb is a little bit of a punchier light as compared to the 300D2 with the light dome. When the light passes through one layer of diffusion, it obviously spreads out. But when that diffused light passes through another layer of diffusion, that already spread light spreads out even more. And we decided to use our same flags, also in the same position as our original setup, in order to create more separation and depth from our background.
It just goes to show you don't need anything fancy. You can get a cheap clamp light from a hardware store and achieve a similar look. Let's see it. So not only did we have a cheaper lighting option, we also have a cheaper camera option. We shot this entire scene again, but on a phone. Do you have any tips for people shooting on phones?
There are definitely filmmaking apps that you can download on your phone, and it allows you to adjust exposure, focus, zoom, and other capabilities that more higher end film cameras have.
So let's see this same shot with an iPhone. So we've seen the lighting setup on its own, isolated against a gray backdrop. How could this fit into a scene?
So we decided to place her in a scene that was a late night conversation motivated by a warm lamplight. We fleshed out the scene with some background lights just to fill it out a little bit more, but the lighting on her was done with just one light.
Let's take a look at this narrative example of the lighting setup. All right, Michelle, if we only have one light, what are some techniques we can use to control it?
2 of the most important things is making sure to diffuse your light for more pleasing shadows. You can diffuse your light no matter what it is, and shaping your lights using flags in order to create more separation from your subject to your background.
That brings us to our comment question today, which is if you only had one light in your kit, what light would it be and how would you use it? Let us know. The best answer in the comments of this video is going to win an Aputure MC Light, which is our new RGB panel. If you find 4-Minute Film School useful to you and your life and your career, let us know by giving us a like. That really means a lot. And subscribe to this channel. If you want to follow us, both of our social media links will be down below. And that's it for this episode. Have an awesome day. Bye.